Hey guys, hello gorgeous. One more retro show review for you. This was one of my favorites when I was a kid, Fall Guy. So I just cracked this awesome DVD set open, watched the pilot episode again. Lots of fun. It's not a Stephen J. Cannell production like the A-Team or Hardcastle and McCormick or Riptide, but it feels a lot like it. It's a Glenn Larson production. And I love the voice at the end of every single episode. This is a Glenn Larson production. It's so serious, which is not at all the tone of the show. It's a very fun show, very lighthearted. There is a death in the pilot episode, and even heavier, it's a little kid that gets killed. But that's off screen. They don't really mention it. They don't really play it up. It's something that could really cast a gray cloud over the whole thing, but they're just kind of, they're light about it, if that's something that you can possibly be light about. But the premise of the show is that Colt Seavers, played by the legendary Lee Majors, who a lot of you will remember as the $6 Million Man, the Bionic Man. Lee Majors is Colt Seavers, who is a stuntman, a Hollywood stuntman. Problem is that the big stunts that pay the rent, pay the bills, they're few and far between. So how do you make ends meet? Well, naturally, you become a bounty hunter. And it's just one of those goofy premises that make the show so lovable, that this guy is a stuntman and a bounty hunter. It's such an unlikely combination. But we're talking the 80s here, and stuff like this worked in the 80s. And what it gives you is a really fun, interesting show, a non-stop show. So being a Hollywood stuntman, it scatters a bunch of really fun, cool stuff throughout the episode when we need a little bit of a break from his bounty hunting duties of bringing people who skip bail into the law. So what you get is scenes like where he's doing a full body burn when a car blows up, jumping a car into a bunch of watermelons, stuff like that. And it's really interesting to get a peek behind the scenes of filmmaking while he is also doing something that is infinitely more important and more dangerous. Like Hardcastle and McCormick, it has a classic theme song that you can sing along to. The Unknown Stuntman, performed by Lee Majors himself. Such a catchy tune. And also like Hardcastle and McCormick and the A-Team and Dukes of Hazzard and Starsky and Hutch, it's got an iconic vehicle, Colt Seavers truck with the eagle on the hood. That was such a huge part of my childhood. I remember having that truck, the little toy truck as a kid, and jumping it from couch to couch. Really, really cool looking truck, and practical too. It really navigates everywhere. Tagging along with Colt is his nephew, cousin, family member, the kid. And unlike the Hardcastle and McCormick dynamic between the judge and McCormick, I didn't enjoy the chemistry between Colt and the kid as much because, you know, the kid doesn't really bring much to the table. McCormick is a street smart punk. He's witty. He can kind of duke it out in a battle of wits with the judge. Whereas on this show, the kid is really hapless. He's done nothing. He's learned nothing, he's accomplished nothing, and Colt never ever lets him forget it. He's really just kind of the wheelman when Colt's too busy doing something else more dangerous. He doesn't really bring much to the show in the pilot, at least, and he does come off as a little annoying. I guess he's supposed to be a pain for Colt, but you see, Colt, he does a lot of those same things that the kid does. He's kind of Weasley himself. It's just a weird dynamic to play off of Colt, because Colt isn't a straight man like the judge in Hardcastle and McCormick. He does have a classic Hollywood tough guy aura to him a little bit. I mean, he's got the Clint Eastwood squint, and he's always cocking the eye. He's got the gravelly voice, and he's very witty. But you see, unlike Eastwood and Lee Marvin and Charles Bronson, Steve McQueen, Colt in this show is a little more like Burt Reynolds, where he's self-depreciating. He's kind of weaselly. He's kind of cowardly sometimes. I mean, God, there's a scene where he's in a dress with a wig. It's part of a stunt, but it is, I think, going too far in the self-depreciating aspect of the character. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why Colt Seavers isn't remembered as one of the legendary TV characters like John Hannibal Smith from the A-Team. They're very, very similar characters. They're always smiling. They never crack. They're never worried about what situation they have gotten themselves into, no matter how dire and and dangerous the situation may be. But the difference was that Hannibal, he just never really went too far with the self-depreciation. I know he wore some hokey costumes in the A-Team. He may have worn a wig and a dress too, but I think the difference is that Hannibal was a colonel, a Vietnam vet, a prisoner of war, tough as nails, and he did anything by any means necessary to accomplish the mission, whereas Colt Seavers is not a soldier, he's a stuntman. But being a stuntman presents him with a wide array of skills that he utilizes throughout the episode and through further episodes. And that's actually really cool that he is one of the best drivers in the world because of his stuntman experience. He's a pilot. He flies a helicopter, and he flies it amazingly in this episode. Much like the Hardcastle and McCormick pilot that I reviewed, this one has incredible chase scenes. The final chase scene is incredible. It's shades of Road Warrior or Fury Road, where Colt's truck is being chased across a desert by a barrage, an army of cop cars, while a helicopter is flying around, smoking. They just don't do shows and movies like that anymore. It's just too complicated, too difficult, too dangerous, too impractical. And it's just really, really cool to watch this stuff, which was done so long ago on a microscopic budget compared to what they do today. And it was done so well and so convincing. With so much skill. And I just love the premise of the show too, that he is a stuntman, and they're trying to bring some appreciation to the unknown stuntman. All these guys who literally risk their lives. I mean, it might be for a movie or a show, which some people might scoff at and go, it's just entertainment. You're not saving lives here. But even so, a stuntman does risk his life to make all those big stars look good. It's interesting that the big Hollywood stars get their names on the top of a poster, get their faces prominently featured on the poster. They get to go to the comic conventions. They get to have lines of dozens or hundreds of people waiting to meet them for a few seconds to sign an autograph, and they get paid a lot of money to do it sometimes. And those stars, a lot of the time, aren't the ones who are fully on fire coming out of an exploding car, or they're not the one jumping from a helicopter or jumping off of a building into like a big balloon or something like that. So it's just cool that this show was done to bring a little more appreciation to the Hollywood stuntman. And I really liked seeing a pair of classic stars in this one. James Colburn and Farrah Fawcett both have cameos in the show, and I think that was so cool. They were, at their height at the time, and they lent their faces and names to this thing as a way of legitimizing the concept of the show and paying appreciation to stuntmen. Just to say, you know what, we wouldn't be where we are, we wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't for you guys risking life and limb, in order to make us look like superhuman people doing these things. So great concept, super fun show, fun writing. Really, really enjoyed watching it again after all these years. Lee Majors is still incredibly charismatic, and I'm looking forward to watching more of them. So if you're interested in watching Fall Guy, I'm sure you can find a couple episodes on YouTube maybe. They did release Fall Guy Season 1 in North America a few years ago. Season 2, I believe, is out there. It might be UK only. I'm not sure what the situation is. The show did run for a couple more seasons than that. I don't believe they've been released yet on DVD, but here's hoping that one day it'll get a proper full box set, because it really does capture the fun and the spirit of the 80s. High action, dangerous stunts, but at the end of the day, no one really gets hurt. I mean, in this episode, unfortunately, a little boy got hit by a car, which served to drive the plot. The plot was kind of uneven at some points where Colt, it does feel a little disjointed, where he's doing a stunt and then he's chasing one bail skipper, and then he's got another stunt, and then there's another guy who hit the kid. He's got to chase him while he's still dealing with the other bail skipper, and then he's got another stunt. It really feels Like it jumps back and forth maybe a little bit too much, but that's, I guess, the life of an unknown stuntman. If you have a question, comment, or memory of the Fall Guy, scroll down and go to town. And to join the nerd tribe, hit subscribe. Nerdmaste. Hadouken!